All
Welcome.
right.
Welcome back to All Things Scientology, where we pull back the curtain on the abusive practices of Scientology. We're your hosts, Claire Headley.
And Amy Scobie. And with 92 years plus between us of experience with the Scientology cult, both inside and running around with private investigators and everything else outside, we have a lot to share. So we're going to
Yes.
first do
Oh,
our
and
week.
and so
Oh,
much
yeah.
that we don't share too, right?
Oh, my God. If you only knew what was on this board up back here. Yes, there is, but it's all stuff that we potentially will be sharing and want to
Yes.
share, but just can't at the moment, for obvious reasons. And but when we can, you'll be the first to know. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So we're so happy to have you with us. I started seeing some people start saying in the comments where you're watching from, you guys. I see hello from Colorado.
I saw that
So
too.
far,
DL Kennedy. Woohoo. Hello back from
yes,
Colorado. Yay. I'm
yes.
back home, as everybody probably noticed.
Hooray.
Hooray, hurrah.
I'm glad you made it.
Oh my goodness. That was the longest 23 hours that this person needed to experience. So I'm glad it's over.
Since you've been in the Sea Org, right?
I know. And I was telling somebody, I'm like, yeah, it's not that I shouldn't be doing that long of a day any longer. It's not good. And also,
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Amy, but
Yeah.
because we did so many years of so little sleep, it takes me to a not so great space mentally. So,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like, mm,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. You think
Anyway,
I'm cheery all the time, just try to keep me up all
I know I was driving my son to work and I'm like, I am way too old for this. And he started laughing. He's like, Mom, you're not old. I'm like, well, I'm too old for this. That's for sure.
Oh man, with every single thing on me creaks and
Yep.
creaks,
Gotta love
creaks,
it.
creaks and squeaks.
Yes.
Okay, we got Portland, Oregon in here.
Got
We've got
Massachusetts. Yay.
Milwaukee, Oregon. Let's see, UK in here.
Woohoo. Let's see here. Escondido,
Arizona.
California. Woohoo.
Yep, Arizona, Alberta, Canada, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. New that said rock on New Year's. I was thought it said New York. But anyway, look at all
Yeah.
these Ontario, Canada, Germany.
Maine.
Wow.
Oh, we got Kelly Copter
Miami.
in the house. Kelly, we
Yes,
love you.
yes, yes. Virginia
Oh, and I
Beach,
saw
Maine.
Liz
Wow, look at
Ferris is here. Thanks for joining us, Liz. We love you. We
yes.
support you.
Yes, that's absolutely
And I
true.
will shoot you a text. We've got some scheduling to do.
Wonderful. Denver, Colorado. Look at all these things. Danville,
Yay.
Virginia, Tampa Bay, go Bucks. Minnesota, Bayview, Wisconsin. Wow. Well, thank you, Rhode Island. Thank you, everybody. It'll probably keep going for like the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's okay. I love seeing that we're, accomplishing planetary SPTV.
Yeah, planetary dissemination of the truth about Scientology. This is
Yes.
awesome. It's going everywhere, worldwide, straight up and vertical Scientology. Ha!
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so that's wonderful. Well, we have a little bit of a week in review for you all. So here we go. A week in review, all things Scientology, SPTV. So first of all, Mango and Kiwi continued to bond. There's a
They're
cute
so
little sitting.
cute.
They love sitting in the window together because they can control the whole neighborhood, right?
Yeah. Next week I'll give you a pic of Max and Bella just so we can
Oh, we need it.
balance it out with our animals. I always tell people it's the Headley family zoo over here.
Yeah, we need them. We need photos. I love it.
Yeah.
One of our viewers, Diana, made Mango and Kiwi SPB outfits.
Oh my gosh,
It
that
says
is too cute. Suppressive pup.
suppressive pups. Oh my God. And they fit perfect. Look at this.
It's too cute.
They're little bees. Yeah, they're playing the SPTV game too. Another thing was that a fraudulent YouTube account at Amy Scobie was reported by myself, and many of my subscribers jumped on as well to help on that. And that's what it looked like with this beautiful picture of myself.
Oh my gosh. I
And
know.
it's at Amy Scobie. Who is Amy Scobie? 3 subscribers. So you can see it was just zooming and no videos. And they joined in
And
April.
those three subscribers were Kirsten Catano,
Yeah.
Ed
Yeah.
Parkins, whatever his name is, over at OSA, and
Yeah.
Gavino.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know about Gavino because you know that in one of those OSA files, it said how he wasn't doing his job and he needed to be replaced and he was getting busted.
But he was getting busted every 2 months.
Oh,
So
I see. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's one of those
And
you can't treat you can't teach an unrested, malnourished, abused Sea Org member new tricks.
yeah, that's right. You can bust them, but then you end up putting them right back where you took them
Yeah,
from.
exactly. Because the replacement blew.
Yeah. Yeah. And the replacement sucked worse than you did.
Yes,
And
exactly.
so that was April 28th, 2011 that they got my name on there. And so anyway, the next thing that happened was the account was deleted the next day. So YouTube acted on all of our reports right away and took down that site, and it says it can no longer be found.
Boom. So
Boom.
do you think OSA had to report negative handled situations on their
I think
stats?
so. I think that
Yeah.
they've had a big failure that so we crashed their stat. Yeah, yeah, because of that one stupid thing.
Yeah.
I just couldn't take it, you know? Why can somebody have my picture and my name on their stupid thing so that I can't have it or whatever, misrepresenting me?
I know.
Why is that okay? So I decided I'm gonna flap about it, and my subscribers got behind the game, and it was done. So
Yep.
that was amazing.
Boom. Amy 1, OSA 0.
Yes. I think Amy 1000 OSA minus 20 billion.
There you go. Yep.
I changed my YouTube channel name to Queen Bee SP because I didn't want Who Is Amy Scobie anymore because that's what they use for their dumb hate websites. That's what they, so at first I was taking my name back with that because I couldn't get Amy Scobie.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I decided I like the nickname that all my subscribers gave me of the Queen Bee
Yep.
from because of my last name. It's fun. So I decided to just make that my handle instead of Who Is Amy Scobie. So I've changed that.
Perfect. There you
Yes.
go.
I also got my store up and running with lots of fun merchandise, including never in items for the people who have
Nice.
never been in a cult. And I did this little design that samples of the art, like SPTV junkie, and it says never in on their little name tag there. And then I want my SPTV.
Nice. That's
And
cool.
then don't be culty because of the bee
Yes.
theme in
Yep.
my territory. And then
Nice.
I did ones for merchant of chaos and potential trouble source, because that's what we were continuously called, in
Nice.
addition to suppressive. But so I made those ones.
We did one over at the SP shop, of which, of course, we've talked about this. The proceeds from that go to the Aftermath Foundation, but we did
Yeah.
one that's potential trouble source, and potential is crossed out. So it's trouble source. And then we did another one where it's potential is crossed out, trouble source is crossed out, and it says maker, troublemaker.
Hey, that's really really smart. And so here's like with the Queen Bee logo, don't be culty, potential, here's some samples of the merchandise. And if anyone
Nice.
has ideas, it's super easy, I found, in order to upload and put new different merchandise on. So if you have ideas of things that you would like to see, and people have written to me and I've easily just made things for them, do so and I'll put it up there. Easy peasy. And so
Nice.
you have something here.
Yes. So this is for Liz Ferris and Bob Ferris. Liz and I will be doing an interview soon. And Bob Ferris, of course, you remember Bob, Amy.
Yeah.
But we all knew Bob, and it was like May 24th, thereabouts. Liz reached out to us on social media. She was like, "Do you know Bob Ferris?" And we're like, "Of course, absolutely." And she's like, did Scientology change their policy about collections? And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What do you mean? No, they didn't change their policy. And she's like, well, they've been calling off the hook to ask about his freeloader debt, but he's dead. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Just hold on a moment. First of all, what do you mean he's dead?
Hang on, I gotta put us both on big because
Oh,
I gotta
yeah.
be looking at you while you tell this story,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I'm like, what do you mean he's dead? And she said, well, in 2004, the gold receptionist told me he died. And I just was
2004.
like, okay, I know there were many nights I didn't get any sleep. So I know there are certain things I don't remember, but I told her, I was like, I absolutely would remember if Bob Ferris was dead.
Yeah.
And then I double checked with Mark just to be sure. And like, no, he's not. And then of course, instant next conclusion is, oh, I get it. They're calling because he blew. And they're doing the blow drill, and that's what they do. They're just making up an excuse of collections. Anyway, we'll get into the whole
Mhm.
story. But the point of this is that Mark had this great idea to do Bob Ferris merch, and all the
Yes.
proceeds will go to Liz to help fund her trips to Golden Era to keep
Yes.
exerting pressure until she gets to see Bob in person, as a
Oh,
daughter should be able to see her father.
makes me so mad. It's the
Yeah.
whole thing I started speaking out about in the first place. It's just,
Yep.
if you wanna see somebody's blood boil, force a disconnection from family members, man, I tell you. I feel like taking every one of those stickers and going sticking it on the guard booth at Golden Era.
I know. I know. I do too. And I agree with you, Amy. Of course, that's why we're here doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And no matter the times that I feel exhausted or beat down or just fed up with all the BS from that OSA hurls at us on a regular basis and have done
Mhm.
day in and day out, it's things like this that make me go, great. This is why.
Mhm.
This is one of the many reasons why I will never shut up.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah,
They still have some of my family members. Mhm.
they have
On
a
my
lot
husband.
of my family members.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah, Scientology, if you fixed one thing, why don't you try fixing that? It's like, come
Yeah.
on. You can't, it takes a brain cell, you know?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Anyway, oh, don't get me started.
I know.
Anyway, oh, we've got to
It's been a
we
week, folks. Bear with us. We're going to resume our happy faces and keep on going.
That's right. Yes, we are. Okay,
Yes.
what does this say now? Um, so on my channel, I asked for input on topics that they're interested in hearing about, and I mean, I got hundreds of messages on that, and it was fantastic. And I started making a whole list of them, and on top of my whole list.
On top of the list we already had, right, Amy?
Yeah, but it was like, so many different subjects, like, that I wouldn't have necessarily thought of, um, like, how were we in for so long and nowhere on the bridge? That's a question for a lot of people, you know?
Yeah.
Um, how we regained contact after disconnection, that's an interesting whole subject, you know?
Wait, say that again?
How we regained contact after disconnection, like, for example, my mom and I, were
Oh, yeah.
disconnected,
Yeah.
and a lot of people had the disconnection thing, and how did you regain that contact? And, like, my stepdad, I had to do a whole intervention for
Yeah.
that, in order to really get my mom back, because that's who I cared about the most. But still, I got him out of Scientology, and, but there's lots of stories and people's stories, and these are important topics. I didn't even highlight all of them. I just like, missions and projects that we were assigned and the outcome of that in our
Mhm.
27 years, we did a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one of mine was, a fitness board. I gotta hide this thing while I'm talking. A fitness board project. I was 16 years old, and my first project was to fitness board all unqualified people off of the flag land base, and there was like 1,000 people. And so that meant like going through every single person's personnel and ethics folders and all their qualifications and seeing if they met qualifications or whatever.
Yeah.
I had a picture of me in a uniform doing that project. I couldn't find it, but yeah, yeah, that was my first project.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I did
Um,
a similar
you
project to
did?
that when I first became internal executive in Religious Technology Center, where I
Uh-huh.
had to do a review of every single person who had ever been in Religious Technology Center, which, of course, as we all know, is the highest ecclesiastical organization in Scientology, run by David Miscavige himself. And I must say, I was shocked by the amount of people that were on that list that were no longer in the Sea organization and were now
Oh,
declared suppressive people or whatever. It's like,
no, I think
well,
they use people up until they can't use them anymore, and then they
yep,
spit them out and they get declared, and then they are taking fresh blood and ruining them.
yep,
And those are generally people that are kids that Scientologists donate over to the Sea Org.
yep.
It's
So that they can
despicable.
get on the upper levels like my mom did.
Your mom got on the upper levels by donating you?
By me being in Religious Technology Center, because she had been in the Sea organization, obviously,
Yeah.
when I was 4 until when I was 10. And then she, whatever, that's a whole other story. We won't get in the weeds on that. But long story short, she had to pay off her freeloader bill. And, she was kind of persona non grata for a while. And then she finally had to put together everything as to why she should be allowed on the upper levels. And part of it was that me, her firstborn child, had been handed over for 1 billion years of service and was now at the top levels and part of Religious Technology Center. And of course, it came back approved.
Oh, wow. It's somebody just Tampa B man says donate equals human trafficking your children. I know. That's exactly
It's
right.
totally true. Yep.
Yeah. But
100%.
it's also you are really blamed if you don't do it. Like my mom was
Yes.
told that she was stopping international expansion by not giving me up.
Oh,
And
yeah. My
yeah,
parents were told the same.
oh, really
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
stupid.
as a child growing up in Scientology, you really feel like if you don't, then you're a bad person, you're criminal, you have crimes, you're out ethics, and you're a
Mhm.
degraded being, and all of that. I mean,
Yeah, suppressive. You're
yeah,
stopping expansion
yep,
and and you're only thinking of yourself and all these shame things that you're told
yep.
in order to until they get your kid and then, oh, everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Another question was like, do we have nightmares? I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, my answer to that is yes, I do. Especially, I don't know. It's better than it was. It's definitely better. And I know I've heard many people say that writing a book, which I'm slowly but surely doing now.
Yeah.
um, I was writing on the plane the other day. How about
Oh
that?
my God. Just take it easy. Take your time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can get so stressful.
Yeah. But yeah, and like I have a bad, like, Mark set the bar so high because he wrote his book. I think he did it in like 8 weeks, but he also has insomnia sometimes, and he's just like, just buckled down and did it. And
Oh boy.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm more of the multitasker in the family, like, to the
Yeah.
point that it drives him a little nuts. Like, why do you have to be doing 50 things at once? I'm like, well, why not?
Because they all need to be done.
Yeah. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. Completely.
Anyway, but yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I do. And I
Yeah.
found that the more I get into, obviously we're doing important work here, but then even more so not on here, behind the scenes
Yeah.
and everything else. And those things can stir up a lot of, you know, not so great things, but it's
Mhm.
okay. We're working through it.
Yeah. And the end result is gonna be amazing, so
Yes, definitely.
we're
I lost you there for a second. Maybe I need to reload. It's frozen. Are you there?
Really?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
am there.
yeah. I
Can
hear
you
you
see?
now. It just went.
Is it my end? I usually
It
have no problem.
it could be mine. I don't know. I
I
did.
hope it's not anybody's. I hope it's not going to do that again, but I'm
Yeah,
sorry if
it's
it's my
fine.
end.
No, it's all good. We're here now. We'll just keep going.
Yes.
It said
So
she froze. I'm not sure if I froze or if you froze, but
probably, well, what it looked like was I was freezing.
yeah, that is what it looked like to me. But that's what it
Yeah.
looks like when I'm frozen too.
Oh, I see.
It's all good.
we
We're
we
good
were
now.
both frozen together.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not storming right now, so I don't know why that would have happened. But in terms of nightmares for me, just because I can then check this off the list,
Yes.
is I don't have nightmares. I have dreams, and I often have dreams about Scientology and that I'm back in there, and for some reason I can't find a bathroom, and it's always got to do with not having my uniform parts and not finding a bathroom,
Mm.
and then getting back into stat analysis and doing the stat evolution and having so much traffic that you just have to blindly bop 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 send it all through because I had to do that so many times.
And by traffic, you don't mean cars. You mean emails,
Oh,
messages,
is that a
etc.,
Scientology
right?
word?
I think so.
Yeah, dispatches and things that I had to filter. We called that traffic. Handle your traffic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm handling my traffic in my dreams,
Yeah.
and and then not having uniform parts because it was always a problem every single day. Number one, we didn't sleep, so it was hard to get our stuff, our 3 pieces of uniform cleaned, ironed, and ready for the next day. And we
Hey,
often had like holes and stuff like that. What?
yeah, I have a question for you.
Mhm.
By my recollection, well, okay, no, let me just ask you and you tell me. What do you recall was supposed to be given to you in terms of uniform parts? Like I know it often wasn't, but what was supposed to be given to you?
I think it was 3 shirts and 2 pairs of pants and a pair of shoes.
3 shirts, 2 pairs of pants, and a pair of shoes
Yeah, and a
for
tie.
for 7 days a week.
Yes, and
Yeah.
epaulets
Yeah.
and a hat.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, yeah. And do you remember that when somebody would escape, their uniform would get recycled?
That told me so many stories when he was in treasury for 800 people. He was responsible for the uniforming was in
Yeah.
his department. And he said, I mean, they would be finding these and going through people who's on leave, taking their uniforms and just
Oh
anything
my
that they could do
gosh.
to get somebody a uniform. It was just horrendous because no money would ever get through, and meantime, they have to show up. They're public, they're servicing public, they have to show up. And meantime, the place makes over $1 million a week and they can't spend $5 on somebody's stupid shirt.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And again, just to state what we said last week, this is $1 billion organization that can't afford a PR person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A PR person or yeah, any help to their staff. It's like ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody to speak publicly about Scientology and no 2 pairs of pants for when you're working 7 days a week. And yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we didn't normally get 2 pairs of pants. I mean, it was just what we were supposed to get.
Exactly.
The one pair of shoes that can get pretty fuggy, by the way, when you're working 24 hours around the clock, especially the guys. Girls, no problem.
Yep.
Oh my God. But it's lists and lists. What surprised us the most about reintegrating into the world? I think that's a fun topic to
Oh
kind
yeah,
of.
that's a great one. We have so many
Mhm.
stories. We've touched on
Yeah.
a lot of those, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it. I would really like to get together a reading list. So if anyone has a recommendation of a book or books that helped you kind of reevaluate things mentally. Of course, there are many great accounts about Scientology, but in my personal opinion, somebody who's on the fence or, just kind of starting to question things is not in a space where they're ready to read a book about Scientology or
Uh-oh.
about L. Ron Hubbard, but something
Mm-hmm.
that would help them go, mental manipulation, trauma, things like that, like just a little more gentle.
Yeah.
That those are the kind of books that I want to make a list of, that kind of really helps evaluate where your
That's really
headspace is
good.
at.
Yeah, such a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about the overall subject once I finish the a few more slides, because we have the overall subject of what was most helpful in unraveling the layers after leaving. And I think this
Yes.
is, I gave it some thought, and I have some good points on this for me. And I think that that would be extremely helpful if somebody has things like that to for us to share,
Yeah.
um, as well, that make
Yeah.
it easy. It's really funny because it's hard when you dedicate your life into something and you believe in something for someone to come at you with, it's all a bunch of crap and it's just a cult and you're a brainwashed piece of crap.
Right.
You just like, no, no, no. That doesn't do it for
It
you,
puts up the plexiglass, the
Hmm.
soundproof chamber. Like,
Yeah.
I will not listen to you. You
Yeah.
are speaking bad words. Please
Yeah.
go away now. Please stop
Speaking bad,
talking.
speaking bad words. I know. That's why I always like, okay, FBI, if you need, I will come and speak to these people because I know the language. I've been there. I've been through it. I know what to say and Anyway, they know I'm a resource. So if
Yep.
anyone gets off their butts, anyway, let's do the next slide here. Let's see where we
Yes.
left off. So that was on the topics. There's a ton more, but anyway, we'll be getting to those.
Okay.
Now, viewer comment of the week. I just gotta say something about this viewer comment of the week. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to download my entire YouTube channel and then bring it with me today because oh, you can't really pick. But there's one that just like hit me, and then I read several times over and over again because it's so true. Listen to this, Claire.
Okay.
It says, after you leave Scientology, they want you to hit rock bottom. But little do they know, rock bottom became the solid foundation on which you rebuilt your life.
That's amazing. And
That's
so,
from,
so true. So,
oh,
so true.
I label that the viewer, viewer comment of the week. And if you don't have
Yeah.
a book, I'll send one to you free for that because I
I
love
will
you.
too. We will
Okay.
send you both of our books, Angela.
Angela.
So that's amazing. And it's
Yeah.
so, so true. I
Yeah.
know.
Write us a separate email. You can
I
contact us through our YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And we
don't know
will do
about
that.
you, Amy, but I remember, so I was 30 years old when I escaped. And
Okay.
I just had the distinct feeling, like very strong, a few different ones actually, but one of them was, um, my life is over. I'm broken. I'm destroyed. I have nothing left. And that's better than where I was.
Yes.
It's just crazy. Like,
It is.
and also that the most obvious thing about me was that I was a suppressive person, because at that initially, you grant, well, speaking for myself,
Uh-huh.
I granted power to those labels that I had known of, from 4 years old. They were incredibly powerful labels. It just needed me to realize that that power was granted by me, and I could just as easily reverse that.
Right.
And
Yeah,
give it
good
no
point.
power, or even
Yeah.
embrace it as a wonderful label. Like,
Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
celebrate. If
I
being a
know what you
suppressive person
mean.
means that I can help other people recover from Scientology, I am all in for that.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
It really helped me to have Matt because
Yes.
Matt just wasn't into that mind. I was going to say F fuckery.
Yep.
Is that a word? He
The
wasn't.
mental
Yeah, he
contortions. Yeah.
wasn't. So it's like you get they hand him the suppressive person declare and he just like chucks it. Aren't you going
Yeah.
to read it? And he's like, no.
which is exactly what Mark did, by the way. Exactly. Like, that's why they are our rocks. Yeah, I know.
They are. Oh my gosh. Okay, so thank you on that comment. That was wonderful. Okay, so here's the best thing. The best part of the week. Are you ready? I didn't even show you this yet.
Oh, yay!
It's part of the week.
Yay.
This is me and Claire Yep, we
This is
are
part of
having
this
a
is
fun
part of
night.
why I'm looking a little worse for wear today, folks.
Yes. Anytime that we could spend together is a good time.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah.
It's
Too
funny.
short.
I've been thinking recently. Seen this quote on a few different places about the three things you can't get back:
Yeah.
time once it's passed,
Yep.
words once they're spoken,
Hmm.
and memories. I can't remember the last of the memories thing. My brain
Yeah.
is malfunctioning.
Yeah.
But I know it's
Hmm.
just really I'm constantly just kind of remembering, in the flurry of life, it's really important to focus on the people that you love and the
Wow.
people that matter most and doing things that are important. And
Yeah.
anyway, there you go.
It's very true.
I'll
So
get off
true.
my soapbox now. Thank you,
No,
folks. It's been real.
you need to stand on that soapbox, Claire, and stay on there. I love it. It's so true.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I bet you everybody in the chat is all saying, yes, 100%. See, I told you. Don't get off that soapbox. That's so true.
Uh,
You also had another episode of Where is Shelley with Hannah Eltringham Whitfield this
yes,
past week.
that was a tough one.
Was
I
it?
saw people commenting that they could see from my facial expressions and whatever. Yeah, because we were talking about Flo Barnett, Shelley's mom.
Oh, mm-hmm.
It was tough.
Yeah.
No question about it. And there's a lot more stuff coming in the Where is Shelley series, and again, like keep on saying, I'm learning so much. And if I were in Shelley's position, I would really, really hope that somebody was asking the question, where's Claire? So
Yeah.
that's what or
Help.
where's Amy, or where's
Yeah.
Mike, or where's Guillaume, where Guillaume Leserve, where's Mark Ingber, where's Mark Yeager, where's Norman Starkey? Like, where are these people? So any family members, please, please, please step up and do something about it. These people should not be isolated. This shouldn't be a thing. This is not North Korea. This is the United States of America. So come on now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this week, see, again, this is a thing that gets me riled up. Okay, the dogs just got the zoomies. That's not it though. I love them having the zoomies. But what gets me riled up, I'm going to release this week a list that that was written about a bunch of int-based staff members, because it has their name and it has where they were going to be sent. And I want people to see that. I want family members to be able to see that, to know where potentially their family members are,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I plan on doing that this week so that we can get that word out. It's possible that somebody else has done that. I don't know, but for my viewers and anyone that they can then share it with, I want to get that out, because there's some names on that I know that their family members are looking for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And let's just make another statement here. For anyone who has an elderly family member in Scientology who Scientology has racked up credit card debt on behalf of without their authorization, I know there are many. I know this might be hard. Please, please, please contact us. Please.
Right. Yes.
I mean, the bottom line is that you're either doing something about it or you're enabling them. That's the end. Let's just make it what
it's
it
exactly
is.
right. It totally. Oh, what's my screensaver? Yeah, it's exactly right. I mean, okay. Anyway, I don't want to go off on that, but
yeah,
for people to not do something about something that's abusive makes you an accessory, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
mean,
know that it's scary, but there's other ways to do it.
Yeah, we're not doing this because we have nothing better to do.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? It's not like, it's just that every single voice counts at this point. Now is the time to do something about it. Now is the time to come forward. Now is the time to contact the authorities. Now, not tomorrow, not next year, not when you feel like it, not when you feel brave enough. We're not brave. We're just doing what's right.
Right. Yeah, it is what's right. And anyway, Yes, very
Yeah.
much so, please. And it doesn't mean you have to put your face on an international newspaper or something. You just have, just like behind the scenes, you say
Yep.
you can even tell the FBI you want to remain anonymous or whatever, but just
Yeah.
tell them information you have.
Yeah. And we are doing everything we can to find people in law enforcement that we can at least hope to trust. And we
Mm-hmm.
are making progress. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yep.
Yes. Again, behind the scenes, things are happening. And so
Yep.
what we need from you all is ask where your family members are, ask where your friends are, report. Also use the website on Protest Scientology to get those postcards flowing, because it just raises awareness. And that's a facility that, or is it a facility or it's a tool that was created so that everyone could actually partake, you know. So get in
Yep.
there and use those tools as well. And I'm sure that Goldie is going to stick the little links on there. And
Yes.
yes, and there's promo codes that you can use. Like mine is Amy, and I'm sure you guys have Blown for Good or something like that promo code. So if you use that, then you get 10% off of your order, and it's just really good because it just goes to the LAPD for Where is Shelley. It goes to the IRS. It goes to the IRS commissioner.
Oh, you just gave me a brilliant idea.
What?
So when we end this live stream, I'm going to make a note right now. I'm going
Yeah.
to make a promo code Save Bob Ferris.
Yes.
And we'll make that good until, let's see, it's the 20th, until the end of this month.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yep.
Perfect. Good. Save Bob Harris. Man, what is he even doing nowadays? What gives them the justification to say that somebody's dead to a family member?
I know, for 20 years.
Anyway, oh my God. Okay, so we are done with the slideshow, by the way.
Oh, yay.
My
Awesome.
favorite part was the picture with you.
Oh, I know. That was awesome. It was very, very short, but it was so worth it. I'm so glad we got that moment. So,
yes, for
yeah.
sure. So here we are with a subject called Most Helpful in Unraveling the Layers After Leaving.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
I have a whole list.
Yeah.
Should I start at the top?
You start. I don't have a list.
Okay.
I'm going to think of things off of your list. So
Okay.
we'll just leave it at that.
You're ready for my first one?
I'm ready.
Okay. Time. It's taken time,
Oh, I know what my number one is. My number one is Mark Headley.
Yeah. Oh, should I put a 0-0 up here?
Yeah.
And that's Matt Pesh.
Yeah. I mean,
I do talk about that here, but
you and I are a part of statistical anomaly in that, unfortunately, most people don't escape with their partners. And I know you guys weren't married yet, but you were, you had that
we decided
bond.
to leave together. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We knew each other since 83. And then we decided we were going to get married and leave together. So we did.
Yeah.
Leave together.
I didn't decide anything. I got left behind, but that's okay.
Mark.
I got my act together real quick. It's okay. It's fine. It makes for a good story, which I'm writing now.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, a great story.
Yeah.
So yeah, 0.00 our husbands.
Yes.
But yeah, time. No, it takes time. Like I remember when I first left, I had the concept. It didn't, not for very long, but I had the concept that I would get back in good standing because I wanted my family. Yeah.
Yep. Because of
more
family,
than anything else.
For me too. That was the driving factor. It was not that, and speaking for myself, given that my mom joined this organization when I was 4 years old, looking back on it, I've always said, when Scientology was a choice for me, I decided I was not a Scientologist. It was never a choice, it just wasn't. It was the love of my family and my friends and my environment was dependent upon my complete cooperation with that belief system. And that's just the fact. So I agree. Time and the space to be able to evaluate for yourself and
Yes.
think for yourself, which is so ironic because, remember that whole think for
Oh yeah.
yourself campaign?
They're like, but it was really funny. It actually rang in my head. Our campaign says think for yourselves, but if I think for myself, we're right away put back in line with what somebody else thinks, like L. Ron Hubbard, or the ethics officer or whatever,
Yeah.
your boss, your senior. And so, you don't, your original thought is squelched all the time.
Yeah. And the other one that falls in that same category to me is what's true for you is what's true.
Yeah.
That's a Scientology thing that is completely false, ironically.
Man, there's a list. There's a list that would be a whole show in itself, like the things that Scientology teaches, but actually does, because that is a perfect example. It's one of the things that they catch people with, because wouldn't you want to just think for yourself? Wouldn't you want to? What's true for you is what you observe, and nothing that we tell you. If it's not true for you, you don't have to believe it. And then you go, okay, I like that. Okay, you're in. Now pay us this and do this and give us your kids.
And do what we say.
And do what we say. Or you're a suppressive, know, and every person that you just gave us is going to disconnect from you.
Oh my gosh.
But there is like what they don't practice what they preach.
Oh,
that would be a subject. That would be a subject.
Yeah.
Scientology not practicing what they preach, but also what they preach is weird too. So
yeah. Contradictions in Scientology. That would be a good one.
Okay. Well, we're going to take that up. I'll put something together.
Yeah.
Because that's fascinating, because it is how they trap people, with smooth sounding things and little truths that kind of get you,
Yep.
But okay, so yeah, it's taken time. So that's the first one. The next thing is talking about it. Now, it's been super therapeutic talking about it, especially first with people who have, like with you, Claire, I was at that int base for 20 years. And see a lot of things and go through a lot of experiences while you're there. I can't really just, talk to my, friend and say, we were cleaning the sewage dump for our 50th night in a row, and they're just going like, okay, you're weird.
Yeah, like what?
No.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too, as an add-on to that, it occurs to me like we never talked when we were, even though obviously,
exactly. I wrote that down.
We knew who we were, and and we've kind of touched on this, like, for example, I knew Bob Ferris for many, many years, and I did not know he had a daughter.
I did not know he had a daughter.
Mark did, only because Mark worked in the same division, much closer to him than I did.
Yeah.
But there are many people, like for the longest time, I didn't know Mike Rinder had children, and it's just kind of this, the android mentality of a Sea Org member, right? And I say this because, yes, I agree with you 100% talking, but it's not because we were friends there. It's because we experienced and had the same experiences.
In the trenches.
Yes. Just being able to talk to somebody who can understand and relate is incredibly important.
Yeah. Yeah. And it never fails that when a bunch of us get together, we are like dragging out the stories and everything like that.
and all the cuss words that go along with those, right?
I thought I was rid of all of that. And then I get together with all my friends. Oh, but anyway.
It all comes crashing back.
It does, yeah. But yeah, I mean, because one of the questions that somebody brought up is, what's the difference? How is it different, when you were married inside the Sea Org, when you're married out? And I'm like, oh my God, is there a comparison even? But I'm saying that because, like, okay, I was married to someone there named Jim for 17 years. Okay. I met his parents one time in 17 years, and his sisters, one time. I never called them. I never talked to them. I never met them anymore after that.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And that's not normal. That's not normal. I mean,
no.
Matt's family and my family are one family, and we are family. it wasn't like that in the Sea Org at all,
No, in
remotely.
fact,
Yeah.
yeah. And of course, Mark and I had been married for 13 years at the time that we escaped. And so that was January 2005. In August 2005, we came to Colorado for a family reunion. Reunion, more like this is the first time I was meeting all of his family here. I mean, I'd met his dad, his mom, and his stepdad, Mark's stepdad, and his half brother. Oh, and of
Right.
course his sister who was in the Sea organization.
She was up there.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so four or five family members. That was it. But Mark had aunts and uncles on both his mom's side and his dad's side. Anyway, this was a family reunion of his dad's side of the family of like 30 people that I had never met. And I'd been married to Mark for 13 years, and they were just so nice and so welcoming and so accepting. And at the end, they said, "It was so nice to meet you. Please just don't wait 13 years to come visit us again." I'm like, "Of course not."
Oh, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I've been married to Matt over 18 years now, and I still haven't met his brother. He's got one brother. And I still haven't met him because he's still in Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Oh,
what happened? Is that your phone?
I'll take a drink.
We caught you. Yeah. Okay. So
I
next
would
on
like
my
to document for the record that I have
yeah.
everything on mute, but apparently when you have somebody calling from a different location, like outside the US, it rings anyway.
Oh, is that right? Mystery sandwich. Who's calling? We know it's not Kelly. She's with us here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and she calls me on Facebook anyway. It doesn't
she does.
ring,
Yeah.
it doesn't ring like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do little audio notes back and forth. It's super fun. At first I was
I
like,
love that. I do
not
that with
doing
Valeska.
that. I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's this audio note like. Why do I have to record my voice?
It's really helpful. Okay, here's a next one on my list.
Yep.
Forgiving myself.
Mm.
Now to me, that was an important part of me being able to kind of move on, because how could I have tolerated this crap? How could I have put up with it? How could I have put myself through that, and witness some of the things that these other people were going through? Like, why was I so blind? And all these horrible things about myself. Like, so I had to really kind of come to terms of, I was a little kid, I was not I wasn't thinking for myself properly. I was indoctrinated. They were my parents when I started,
And wouldn't you say even a precursor step to that is to stop rationalizing why those things were okay to happen in the first place?
Yeah, that's how I started getting out, is I
Yeah.
stopped rationalizing what I was seeing that were complete abuse, right?
Yeah.
And I had the realization that my mind was rationalizing everything bad that I was seeing,
Yeah.
and in all sorts of different ways. And it was fascinating when that happened, because it seemed like a switch turned on and the light turned on, and I couldn't figure out how to get out of there fast enough. I started become so defiant, and then they sent me to Florida, and I escaped from there 2 years later, but I still did get out.
Yeah.
At least I was off that property, because I would have been locked down in the hole. And because it locked down, the hole locked its doors and windows like right after I got off the property. Can you believe that? Oh, I thank my lucky stars. God was taking care of me on that one. I can tell you that right now, my guardian angel.
Yeah.
So forgiving myself, that wasn't so easy, but I did. And I also feel like I'm, with all the actions that I'm taking, I'm trying to be a light and hope for other people, and helping a lot of people. There's a lot of people that we help behind the scenes and stuff like that. And it's just, anyway, I got to turn that experience into good. But
yeah, I agree with you. There's so much that we don't share because it's not about sharing. It's about helping people. That's the bottom line. And some things are better not shared until it's appropriate to do so. But
Right.
yeah, I'd say on the forgiveness, honestly, I'm still working on that. It's really hard.
Yeah. Well, on yourself, for yourself,
Yeah.
Claire Bear.
Don't make me cry, Amy. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We will talk about this. I'll
Okay.
tell you some of the things that I did to help forgive
Okay.
myself about it. Okay. Mrs. got in there at 4 years old and didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, Here's the next one, forgiving others. Okay. Now, this one
Yeah.
I'm still working on. It doesn't mean that I condone criminality and destruction of people's spirit and their will, David Miscavige, who should be in prison. But
Hmm.
it is forgiving others because they're in a cult. They have been trapped in a cult. And like, I think of people like, do you remember Tammy Lundeen?
Of course, she recruited me for this organization.
She's the perfect example of someone who's just, she was born in the Sea Org and she's just at a dead run to follow the rules so exactly. And, anytime you step out of line, she's all over you and that kind of
She's
thing.
a hard shell, and the human inside there we've never talked to. She was
Yeah.
actually the one who was assigned to force me to go and eat meals after Mark escaped.
Oh, is that right?
Because David Miscavige told me that I was sick, not as a caring thing, as an accusation. And I was. I was sick of that
Mm.
place.
Yeah, sick as you can
But
be.
like I had just gotten to the point where I just did not eat anymore, and I had lost so much weight that I couldn't eat even if I wanted to. And so she was assigned as my security person to make me go down to the dining hall to eat. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, she would be the perfect person to get it to do that. The reason why I thought about her is because, she's a victim of a cult. And so I remember this other person in Clearwater who just, if anything was out of place, they were flat out writing a knowledge report on you. And it's
Yeah.
just like, it's so ridiculous, but it's the mentality that's grooved in.
Yeah.
And these people, that's all they know.
Scientology
Anyway.
knows how to make Karens real good.
Those are Karens. That's exactly a perfect description. Perfect description. Yes. Yes. I did not want to be like that at all.
No, I know. I hated people like that. There were people that would just throw you under the bus in a heartbeat. And you're like,
I know.
I feel the same way now as I did then. Like, have some hard conversations in person. Look the person in the eye. If you have a problem with them, talk to them. Come
Yeah.
on now.
Yeah.
Grow a pair.
Yeah, those conversations didn't really, it was considered idle.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
no,
you didn't
I
have those
know.
conversations. You
You
barely even
didn't.
had those conversations with your spouse, let alone anybody that you're working with. But
Exactly.
And then another thing was spending time with others who were there and understood. We kind of talked about that, talking through our experiences, like you and Mark and Mike and Christy, Janice, Jackson, Valeska, and Matt is an amazing sounding board I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Leah always seems to get my emotions going.
Yeah.
I can talk to her. I feel safe talking to her. And it's really funny because she must think I'm the biggest crybaby. I don't know, almost ever cry, like almost ever at all, right? And it just seems like every time we talk, we touch on something. And she always says, you were a victim.
Mm-hmm.
And that was such a hard concept, such a
Mm-hmm.
hard concept,
Yep.
because in Scientology, victim is a very bad word.
Yep.
Like, don't be a victim. You're just like pathetic.
Yeah, it's in the same category in Scientology of being called a criminal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're just laying down belly up as if you can't cause anything. But, it's really used derogatorily
It is.
against staff in the Sea Org for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here's another thing on the,
Did you say Mike?
yes, I said
Oh, okay,
Mike. I
good. Okay,
said
good.
you, Mark, Mike, Christy,
Okay,
Janice,
good. Yeah.
Jackson,
Yeah.
Valeska, and Matt, and
Yeah.
others.
Okay,
I
good.
don't want to leave anybody out for
Yeah,
sure.
let's not forget that Mike was not the first person that ever called me Claire Bear, but he's been calling me Claire Bear for 15 years.
Yes,
So he gets some credit on that.
that's right. He gets the trademarks, right? He owns the
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing that
and
was
and
on,
also to
yeah.
me, yeah, Leah is like the fire, and Mike is always the rock, the
Yeah.
voice of reason, the,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and Mark and Matt are the just that charge, like,
That's right.
don't give a flying rat's ass.
No, my yeah.
Can make you
It's
laugh
so
even if you're
funny.
crying.
That's exactly right. Both of them.
Yep.
And Matt's he's such a fighter.
Yep.
He's not going to roll over for anything.
Yep.
But very strong, and we're really lucky, Claire, both of us.
I know we are.
And our friends. We're so lucky
Yeah.
with the friends that we have too, because they're
And our
amazing.
family of choice.
Yes, that's
Yep.
exactly right. I never got to have kids. I was always so jealous about that. But I have my little doggies. The next
Yes.
important thing for me on the talking about it subject was talking to never ends. Now, the
Yes.
reason why this was so important for me, because it helped me see just how crazy some of the things and concepts and ideas that I had was. I would go like, "What? That's not something you do in the real world?"
Right. Right.
And they're like, "No."
Yeah, like,
Like,
why are you looking at me funny? I completely agree. There was this mom that I became friends with when I was pregnant with my oldest son, and we had a mutual friend. So it was myself and another ex Sea Org member. I won't name names because it's
uh-huh.
not relevant here. But she started to get out of us some of what we'd been through, and she was just so livid. She was like, and her reaction was mind blowing.
Yeah.
Just like, and I would say I would actually put in the same category of that, of hearing other people's stories, because initially when I
Yeah.
got out, I didn't have perspective on my own experiences. Hearing other people's similar stories to what
Mhm.
my experiences were
Mhm.
really, really just shook me to the core. Like, that's what
Right.
brought out the emotions and started unpacking this giant
Interesting. Very much
brick.
so.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Matt and I started traveling around. Like once we started making the internet was wonderful. As soon as I
Yes.
paid somebody $300 for a laptop and drove 300 miles to go and pick it up,
300
and then
miles.
paid a technician $100 to plug it in because I didn't know anything about anything when I
Yeah.
first got out. Um, so after I finally figured out how to log on to the World Wide Web, oh my God, and started finding people with MySpace and different things like that.
Yes.
We started then going and visiting people like you guys down in Burbank
Yes.
and stuff, and Matt was shocked about all the David Miscavige stories. Like he was like, that MFer, man.
Right. Because
You
he'd been
know,
at Flag most recently in
yeah. Well,
Clearwater. Yep.
when he was up in David Miscavige wasn't in charge. He
I
was there
see.
when the base first opened, and he was because he was there before that, and and then he was in LA, and then he was at Flag and stuff like that, and but so he was hearing all this by going traveling around and getting all these stories, and then he started writing all these. Do you remember the bedtime stories, the Little Dicky
Yes.
series?
Yes, I
He
totally
started writing
do.
this, exposing it in our undercover way at the beginning, early on.
Yep.
And then we started coming out publicly. But
That was in the same days when Mark was posting anonymously
boom for
as
good.
BFG, blown for good. Until next time,
Until next
BFG.
time. Matt and I were like, okay, who is this? Because I know everybody. He obviously was at the end base. So
Yeah.
I know everybody who was at the end base. I lived there for 20 years. I know everybody. So who in the meantime, Scientology's going, who in the hell is this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy. So
Well,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so talking with the never ends. So thank you, never ends. You definitely help. And
Definitely.
another thing is I've got a few more. Once we're done with that, we'll do our first giveaway. It's almost right on a 1
Oh,
hour.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock right now. We could do one now
Okay. Do you want to do
on the
that
hour.
on
Sure.
the
Yeah.
hour?
Let's do
Okay.
that. So we're just going to do countdown 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
for
what are
our
we giving
first
away?
giveaway, we will do a merch giveaway from the BFG site. In fact, we'll do a Bob Ferris giveaway since we've
Ooh,
talked about Bob Ferris tonight. And
nice.
so you can pick which Save Bob Ferris item you like. So just write merch or whatever you want in the chat, and I will do. So I'm doing this one, Amy.
Yes,
Okay, so
because that's your
5.
stuff.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. There we go.
Heather B.
Heather B, you win tonight's first giveaway. So
Yay.
just go to the merch store, choose which Save Bob Ferris item you would like. Email that to me, claire@blownforgood.com, and I will send you a giveaway link. So there we go. So it's Heather B, right?
Yes, nice.
Perfect. Yay. Congratulations, Heather. Okay, go ahead, Amy.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Okay, and while we're at it, I'm just going to say something. So let me just see, because I think I'm almost at 8,000 subscribers. I want to look and see exactly how many I have, because I would like for us to, I will do a giveaway when I get to 8,000.
Yay. Awesome.
So let's see, what does it say? Right now it says, I think I need 66 more subscribers in order to get to 8,000, which would be amazing.
Nice.
And then, so I wanted to show these banners, which is order my book, Abuse of the Top, at scobypublishing.com, or at my store, which is on YouTube. Order Blown for Good at blownforgood.com. That's in your store too, right?
Yes.
And that's in their store. Please subscribe to both of our channels, Queen Bee SP and Blown for Good, for continued exposure of the cult of Scientology. And right now, if you're watching and you're not subscribed to Claire or my channels, will you please go subscribe and hit the like button?
Yay.
Because YouTube told me you have to ask. And when you ask, that percentage-wise shows that people will do it.
And don't forget to watch till the very end.
I don't know why is that important?
It's an algorithm.
Oh, okay. And don't forget to watch to the very end. Okay. And I'm saying please subscribe, because the more people warned about Scientology, the better.
Yep.
And then
yes, absolutely.
Wait, hey, Dave, watch this one. Hey, Dave, 1, you won't get away with your criminal abuse and corruption forever. And 2, where are you hiding Shelley?
Yes.
We know he's watching these. So that was for him.
Absolutely.
But anyway, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, to contribute to your subscribers conversation, we just hit our next 1,000 milestone, and we do a giveaway. So don't forget to check your comments, because I did the giveaway for. We just hit 37,000. Woohoo! Yay!
Oh, wow.
So
fantastic.
Thank you to everybody for your support. We got a head start on you, Amy, but that's okay. We're plugging away here, making progress, and yeah. So every time we hit the next 1,000, we do a book giveaway. So
that's beautiful, fantastic.
Yes,
I'll give away a book when I get to 8,000. Everyone,
yay! And then we should do a 10,000 celebration.
Yeah, like a party. Yeah, actually, I'll fly to
AMA.
Colorado.
Look at me, I'm all modern. I know what AMA means, everybody.
Oh yeah, hold on. I'll remember. It's a Ask Me Anything.
Boom.
Yes. Okay, and then so now the next point that I thought about was studying about cults, because that helped me unravel the layers, because I watched videos about Jonestown, and so many of the things that I saw on that were like, that's what we did in Scientology. That's what we did in Scientology. We didn't drink a Kool-Aid, but I wonder if somebody put Kool-Aid in front of us, if we would. I don't know.
Right. I know. I had the same thought. I was like, we didn't drink Kool-Aid literally. We did figuratively. And had we been told to, we probably would have.
Right. Yeah, like if there was going to be a raid or something, and then I don't know, but it's so dramatic, and drastic, and mind control. Luckily, mind control does wear off. You can get out of it, which is really good. Studying cults helped me, because I also read like 2 or 3 of Stephen Hassan's books,
Yeah.
Combating Cult Mind Control and Releasing the Bonds. Those were very, very good for me. And also other books like Discovering the Meaning of Life, I think, or The Purpose of Life. Victor, I forget what it's
Viktor
called.
Frankl. Yeah.
Frankl.
Yeah.
And boy, that had an impact on me because you're at a dead run.
Man search for
Search
meaning.
for meaning.
Yes.
Because you're at a dead run your whole life thinking that you're saving mankind, and then you're kind of shot out the side with nothing, landing on, okay, so what am I going to do? The whole world's open. Should I like work at Dairy Queen? I mean, so what's my purpose in life? How do I adapt? I felt like a huge hole, and it
Yeah.
really helped me reconnecting with people who I lived through there, and then helping each other. Like I had people come and live with us. We gave work to several people, and our home was open. And
We did the exact same thing. It's so
I know,
funny.
and
Yeah.
it's healing. It's so
Yeah.
healing, and also gave us a purpose to help.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the studying up on what in the hell was I involved in?
Yeah.
And
Trauma
I did a
and
lot of study.
Recovery. Trauma and Recovery by Judith. I can't remember her last name right at the moment, but it's like one of the classic textbooks on PTSD.
I need to read that.
It's so good.
Trauma
So good.
and Recovery.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, we're pretty amazing now, but yeah, we still have some trauma and recovering to do.
Which reminds me, by the way, like what do you most enjoy about not being in the C organization? I mean, of course, it's an endless list, but since we're doing women on Wednesday on Thursday, I'm like, woohoo! It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Weekend, baby.
Yes. Yeah, you can really enjoy the weekends now.
Oh my gosh, I know. Now I'm like, wow, I have so much time to do what I want to do.
Yeah. Meantime, you're frantically running around with like a chicken with your head cut off.
I know. It's okay. It's for a good cause,
Yes, it is.
I know.
Absolutely.
I was talking to Mark earlier today, and he was like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "I'm just really tired, and I just need some sleep, and I did too much." He's like, "I don't know why you did that." I'm like, "Well, okay, because you're not here, and I had to get back, and I was like, so we had developed this new thing where we're like, okay, we're just going to take every Friday to really focus on setting aside time to do the work on the side projects like the videos and stuff like that." And I was like, maybe we can just take a week off. And he was like, a week off? I've got things I need to do. I'm just going to take it easy for a little bit. I'm like, okay, fine. My brain is malfunctioning. Okay.
So funny. Taking a week off. It's so funny, just even the concept,
Yeah.
Osa would love a week off, right?
True.
Yeah.
That is, good point.
It takes a long time to unwind, boy. Wow.
It does. Yeah.
Okay, well, this one is for me, which is my relationship with Jesus. It changed my heart, and also prayers from people that I didn't even know that showed compassion without demanding something in return, which was a total foreign concept to me.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that was all supernatural because I didn't want to have anything to do with it, but it really changed my heart. And so I feel like my whole purpose became to share my light and love with compassion and service to others. And I started doing funeral services and writing people's life stories so that people could be really celebrated. Their lives are important. So many, we never made time for people. Yeah. I mean, if we talked to them, it was like, get it over with just so that you can say that you called instead of actually caring. And so I sit down with families and just get them to tell me everything about their loved one. And I write a beautiful themed story of their beautiful life and then deliver it. And I've done like hundreds, about 400 services like that. And it taught me that every single person is unique and that their lives need to be celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
It creates healing for the people left behind. And it also, I feel like they're looking down and getting acknowledged for the life that they did live. So anyway,
Yeah.
that gave me purpose.
Nice. I
And
would
I
say,
love that.
yeah, no, that's awesome and
Mm-hmm.
beautiful and everything else. I would say my version of that is a little different.
Yeah.
I use affirmations sometimes, and I've had, just, and I really, in times where I don't know what to do and I just have no other option, I love the serenity prayer. But
Mm-hmm.
most importantly, I run up a mountain every day. And it's
Yes.
my own form of meditation. It's not meditation, but it's like deliberately taking time where I'm just in my own little bubble. I'm not with anybody.
Yeah.
I run to the point of complete exhaustion, and I work through
Mm-hmm.
all my whatever black clouds are looming over me, and I do my best problem solving there,
Wow.
and I just take in the beautiful world that we live in. Like from the top, I can see Pikes Peak and Sleeping Indian, these
Wow.
amazing, beautiful mountains, and it does so much good for me mentally and emotionally. And yeah, I never did any running, anything. When my youngest son was born, it's a different story, but I ended
Yeah.
up in ICU with sepsis and I almost died. And
Right.
at that
Right.
point, that was kind of like my wake up moment. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
I can't take time to find my own mental peace and my
Yeah.
own, peace of mind and all that,
Yeah.
then what am I doing here? Because
Right.
I need
Right.
that more than
Yes.
anything. So,
I'm so glad you're doing that and that
yeah,
it gives you all that peace and everything. I'm
yeah.
so glad. I'm so happy for you for that.
Thank
And
you.
also, you're a survivor in like 100 different ways, right?
You are too, Amy. That's why we're here talking about this, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
That's why I love you so much.
Yes, I love you too.
And well, thank you. And the last thing that I have on here is most helpful in unraveling the layers after leaving. Sleeping, eating real food and goodies that we never got, going to restaurants, going on vacation, hanging out with friends and family, and doing nothing at all.
And
It
watching
was all
movies.
watching movies. It was just like you can either do nothing or do a whole bunch of stuff or go on a vacation or get a puppy or whatever. I had a cat in the Sea Org and they freaking confiscated it and stuck it out at Happy Valley. And then the next thing I heard was that it got eaten by a coyote. I mean,
I
you
choose, and as we talked about, I choose not to believe that.
better not be
Yeah.
true. That still bothers me. Her
Yeah.
name was Tara and she was very cute.
Aw.
Anyway, I rescued her because I found her under a house. But
Yeah.
go back to the good thing.
Yes.
Sleeping, eating real food and goodies. Because when did we get desserts? Like maybe, at Christmas, there might have been an ice cream or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And
for a few years initially, when I got there in the 90s, there was always dessert. Um,
always,
yeah, like
Panuccio was the
Panuccio
cook.
Tizzi
Yeah.
was the pastry chef.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he got in trouble, after that, it was,
It stopped, right?
yeah. But
Yeah.
but and I was coming from eating powdered eggs at the HCB, so when I got to the property initially, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this place is paradise!"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
in your mind, you're like, "Oh wow, just don't mind the security guards. That's just, of course it's secure. Of course, it's totally normal that your parents have no idea where you are."
Mm-hmm.
But look, the food. The food was good. I mean, it was no
Some
powdered
of it.
eggs.
It wasn't powdered eggs that they would moisten with mayonnaise.
Oh, nasty. I know.
Joy.
Remember, Mark always tells the story. Thursday was always on the menu was must go stew. Must go stew. Everything must go. Stick it in the stew.
A Moscow stew. We had plenty of meatloaf and granola, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, those were my list of things. And so should we go to comments?
Well, yeah. Oh, let me add
Oh
one
yeah.
thing.
Go ahead. Sure.
The freedom and ability to think your own thoughts. And that's kind of a little more esoteric, I guess. But there's these mechanisms in Scientology, like everything has to be black or white. If you have a critical thought, it's because you did something bad. So just the freedom to think to yourself, that was wrong.
Yeah.
Period. Just
Yeah.
stop all the rest of the verbiage and
Yeah.
just, accept that as a thought. So
Right.
that's what I mean of the, you know,
Yeah. And like, okay, I don't like that person. That doesn't mean that I committed whole track crimes
no.
against someone that was just like that or
Yeah.
whatever the stupid idea is, no, it's just that's how I feel. And
Yep.
here's the other thing I just thought of while you started saying that is that I can cry.
Yes.
You don't cry in the Sea Org,
Yep.
and because you can't show your emotion, human emotion and reaction. It's called HENR,
Yep.
and you can go to the Rehabilitation Project Force for Case on Post, and Case on Post is dramatizing HENR,
Yep.
human emotion and reaction.
Yeah.
So
And it's okay to feel good about something one day and feel angry the next day and feel upset the next day. And
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
Like there's not like the mentality of, oh, I had a sadness because I lost somebody and then now I've handled it and now I'm no longer sad. That's not how emotions work. It's just not.
it's how it's supposed to work in
Yeah.
Scientology, that you get a session and therefore you never have another emotion about the thing,
Yeah.
which is just so unnatural.
Yeah. It
Like
is.
get me talking about my mom, and some tears are going to flow because
Of
I love her
course
so
they
much and I miss her
are.
so
Of
much. Yeah.
course.
But that doesn't mean I need a stupid session.
No,
It
definitely
means
not.
it means that I love my mom and I miss her, and
Exactly.
yeah, anyway.
Yep. Completely. Well
Yeah.
said. Okay, yes, let's move on to some comments
Okay, so
or
here we go.
questions. Yes.
I'm going to just start clicking them and you read them, okay?
Okay, hold on. Let me move 1 second here. Okay.
Mhm.
Kelly Copter. This might be my favorite weekly SPTV show. Always look forward to hearing from you both. Much love. Yay, Kelly Copter. We love
Thank
you.
you. Yes, we do.
Yes. Jefferson Hawkins in the house. Hey, friends. Hello from Portland, Oregon. Hi, Jeff. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always
One of
great
the
to see you here.
Always one of the first people I ever reconnected with was Jeff.
Yes. All right. Odd as Mom 07. Question: have you two thought of writing a dictionary of Scientology terms? Yes, very much so. Yeah, Mark has a glossary in the back of his book that, was mostly done by me. And then there's other very extensive things that Amy and I have both contributed to that are still in the works.
Yeah. And I have the published it's so terrible though. It's like impossible to read it unless you're a freak. The Scientology's dictionary, admin dictionary and tech dictionary,
Yeah.
you know.
No, we can't. You have to, in my
Can't make any
mind,
sense.
yeah, no, you can't. That it's written in the foreign language. So
Yeah.
a dictionary that any person could read and go, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah.
In real terms, like, the things we were talking about earlier about the
Mhm.
use of civilian Scientologist for a public Scientologist, or gag order, or, victim,
Yes.
and all those things. Like it
Yeah.
really is, it is a language in and of itself. So yes, we've thought
That's
about that.
yes.
DL Kennedy, dog treats for Mango and Kiwi.
Oh, they're going to be
Yay.
so happy. Thank you so much.
Okay. Dastardly Saboteur. Nice name. Question: what breed is Kiwi? Looks like an Aussie Doodle.
He's a mixture, but it's mainly a Yorkie poo.
Oops. Sorry, that was my bad. Yorkie Poo?
Yeah.
Nice. Yorkie Poo. All right, Joni Cummings, Queen Bee Amy, your puppies are adorable. Claire Bear, I'm glad you made it home. And hello from Vancouver, Washington. Yes, thank you.
It's
So
beautiful
glad to be
there.
home.
Yes. We're happy you're home too.
Oh my
All
gosh.
safe and
Yes.
sound.
Yes. I think I told you my flight was delayed like 4 hours, and I was just like,
Oh,
no.
get me
Ugh.
home.
Yeah, I know. Like, please. All right. Zachary Ante. I just like how they use that pic of Amy as if having a slight off day with your makeup. You're a bad person, apparently. LMAO. I know, it's so annoying. Like Mark and I have talked about this before too. It's just like they doctor up the pictures too to
Oh,
make
yeah.
us look
And they go,
worse.
wrong.
Like like what they did to Mark was one time they took out one of his teeth, and we're like, really? That's just so mature. I mean, wow. Like, really? Is this what you're worried about?
Hillbilly.
I know. Like, ooh, don't get your knickers in a twist.
Oh,
Oh my
I know.
goodness.
And that everyone's going to look at that and think, oh, that's somebody that we can't believe.
Yeah. It makes me think it would be funny one day to get like somebody who knows Photoshop, and we
Yeah.
could just like get screenshots and they can tell us exactly what they doctored and how. Just to
Right?
see how immature Osa is. I mean, oh my gosh.
They must spend
And you know
hours on
that's
that crap.
yeah, and that's David Miscavige to a T. He's like, Anna,
Oh,
make it look nasty.
oh
Okay.
yeah.
OG Mamie. Help. How do I stop emails and calls going 20 years from now? We will send the link. You can report it as fraud. You can block them. Yeah, all of those things.
Yeah.
And if
I'm
that
gonna let
doesn't
it go.
work, just tell them Xenu is your homeboy, and that usually will scare them off real good.
Oh,
Stacy, SPTV playing cards, please. Love you, ladies.
what a
Oh, that's a
good
great
idea.
idea.
It
That's a
is a
great
good idea.
idea. Yeah.
Yes.
We have we have some thoughts coming up, but yeah. Lots of good things in the future. So make sure you subscribe and stay up on your notifications.
Yeah, and keep looking in the stores too, because my creative brain has been going, and I'm sure Claire's is too. You guys got fun
Oh,
things in yours.
yes. Yeah. Did you see the whole not today, Thetan line?
Yes.
I love that.
I
It's
love
so
that.
good.
Not today, Dayton.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Stacy again. Don't you just love being DM's worst nightmare? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yep. And he's going to dream about it in prison
Yep.
one day.
Yep.
Sorry. Here we
Don't
go.
be sorry. Lisa
No, I
Gillespie.
meant sorry
about
that I
the
was
delay.
slow.
Yeah. Question. Love you two so much. I get children are considered adults, but infants' childbirth details. As a mom, it's terrifying to imagine Scientology policy. Yeah, we should probably just do an episode about that. Because I mean, obviously, it's Hubbard policy that you're supposed to have silent birth, which, having given birth to 3 children myself, is not a reality for me. Hats off to any strong moms that want to be quiet, but I think you should do whatever you need to do to survive that moment, because it's one of the hardest things I've ever done, giving birth to 3 children.
I'm sure. I'm something I don't know much about.
It's all right. But yeah, and yes, like a CERC member, when they did allow children, they were granted, quote, 6-week maternity leave, if that. Like that was best case scenario. That was the most amount of time off a CERC member could take, and even then they were mostly put back on back to work. Like, for example, one of my very close friends, that is the person I've known the longest. We grew up in the cadet arc together. He has a picture of himself in his mom's in basket when he was like 4 weeks old.
Oh, God. Yeah, showing her dedication instead
Right.
of it was really her stupidity.
Yep. Free Xenu Project. What about Escape by Carolyn Jessup? Yes, I've read that. It's an excellent book.
Is it?
Yeah.
I need to take note about that one.
Yeah,
Good.
I'll take a look at that newly as part of this suggestion. That's not a bad idea. I suppose the only thing that I wonder about that is I think that a Scientologist might tend to read that and be like, oh, that's over there. Like I'm more thinking the breaking down in very easy to grasp and relate to terms, mental manipulation and control versus a specific group.
All right.
Do you know what I mean by that?
I do. I
Like
do.
Scientologists, like Aaron was talking about this on a live not that long ago, and also the Cults to Consciousness channel. You know, like we in each individual high control group, the people in that group think, oh, well, what we do is not nearly as crazy as them folks over there in Scientology. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you don't
Yeah.
want it to be over there. You want it to be close enough without it being different
Yeah.
enough, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Anyway, but yeah, I'll take a look at that one. Thank you for that suggestion and reminder of a great book.
Good.
Joni Cummings, you two ladies' stories, as well as some of the SPTV channels, have helped me leave Mormonism. When someone says the stories are similar, it's true. And thank you for being a help to someone who is leaving a cult.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, honestly, this has, I wouldn't say has become, this is a passion, and it is such important work. And whoever we can help, I'm just so grateful for that opportunity. And what better way to reverse all that 30 years of insanity that we lived, right?
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
perspective.
It does. And then, it gives pointers and tips for, I mean, I came out with $150 to start at age 42 as with an eighth grade or ninth grade education, and never spent a day in high school or anything. And I'm supposed to start in the world. How, but we figured it out. And so when somebody comes out and they're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
We can help them, put them under our wings and help them.
Yeah. None of us had anything handed to us on a silver platter. And I don't think anyone should need that. I think you should have mentorship and support and friendship and love and
Yeah.
acceptance. And those things make everything else figure themselves out.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have family with money or anything. I had everything that I had, I got myself, I
Yeah.
did. I mean, of course they were there with support and whatever, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I had to work at a dead run.
Yeah.
But it was such a joy because we were free.
Exactly. I know. Totally.
Here's another one.
Free Xenu Project again. Recovery from Cults. Help for Victims of Psychological and Spiritual Abuse by Michael D. Langone. Wow, that's great. Thank you, Free Xenu Project.
Yeah.
Amazing. I have not read that one. That's going on my
Recovery
list.
from cults. Help for
And
victims of
again, there, so
Michael D. Langone.
the only thing is it has the C word, but I'll take a look at it. Again, well, no, I take that back. That's a good one. I'm going to read that book and then I'll see if it goes on the list.
Good. These are great. I
They
mean, I want to
are.
read them just because I want to read them too.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one.
Evelyn Vollmer. Love you both. Keep up your good work. I know it can get tough. Thank you, Evelyn. And we
Thank you,
appreciate you
Evelyn.
understanding. Yeah, it's not always a walk in the park.
Yeah. We get on today and she goes, okay, so I haven't slept. And I said, okay, so I got a migraine. I just took Advil. Okay, well, we're going to make it go right. We're going to push through.
Here goes nothing, right, Amy?
Here
we
goes
got
nothing.
You can't.
Yeah.
I told you this, but to everyone watching, the reason I'm bopping around is Mark got me this really awesome stand-up desk for my new setup. So I moved it up. That way I could provide some extra energy just by being vertical.
By standing. So she's standing. That's good.
Yep. All right. Not a sheeple. Love you, ladies. Also, Claire gets this look in her eyes when she's really mad. That is so deadly. It should make the boss baby quake in his custom-made shoes. It's a don't F with me look. There you go. I'm glad that came through.
Yeah, and it's true. For the both of us, even though we can both be very kind and loving because we just are generally, that doesn't mean that we're weak.
No.
So that can't be messed up, because just because we're loving and kind does not mean we are weak.
Yep, we have done and are capable of doing very hard things. So
that's That is very true.
Miranda Brinker. Do you guys know Reese Quibble? Her story is awful and so powerful and crazy. She's fresh out and speaking out already. Yes. I haven't talked with Reese directly. I think I'm going to reach out to her. I've been thinking of her lately. And yes, I will say that just personally commenting on this, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this, Amy. But to me, the power of the internet, SPTV, the amount of people speaking out has so accelerated the decompression period of people speaking out. It's incredible, and that I think is going to be a huge part of the undoing of Scientology, because they're banking on the fact that people are going to be too afraid to speak out for years, and then by the time they do, it's years later and law enforcement can't do anything and da 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 da, whatever. But more and more I've seen people getting out and then going and
Connecting
hearing
up.
other stories, connecting up, speaking to us, speaking to anybody. This network is growing by the day, and I think it has huge power.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know her story other than I remember a long time ago, or not, I don't know exactly when, but when Aaron accidentally outed her on his channel or something like that, and
Yeah.
apparently she's now declared and out. So Scientology jumped on that bandwagon like the creeps they are.
Yeah,
So
and it was only a split second even. That
exactly.
was
Yeah. Yeah. It
yeah,
just like was a
it was
flicker.
honest mistake.
Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
little flicker. And then all of a sudden, bam,
Yeah.
Scientology's all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, here we go. Sorry, I got
Not today,
distracted for a second
Thetans.
there. Selena Michelle, hail Queen Bee and Claire Bear. I got my not today Thetans top. Thank you. Hit the like button, peeps. Yay.
Yes.
Send me a pic, Selena Michelle. I love those designs that Clara did. I think they're just awesome.
I'm sending out, I did like 25 of these video thank yous. Those are fun.
I know, right?
Yeah. Just get those sent out. I had
Yep.
little kiwi. I was holding kiwi for some of them.
Oh,
Yes.
cute. Susan B. Super sticker. Thank you, Susan B. We appreciate you
Yes.
being here.
Thank you. Bam.
Miranda Brinker, Claire, I can see the pain still in your eyes about forgiveness. Give yourself grace, babe. We see you and we see how far you go for people. Thank you. I appreciate
It's so
it.
true. So true. Drop of a hat. She could start crying right now. It is true. It's true. We got to talk about this point.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Kelly Copter, do you think the culture inside Scientology promotes disordered eating, distorted body image? I totally struggled with this as a teen. Hearing you both speak on this reminds me of it. Love you ladies. You are beautiful. Yeah. So there weren't any fat people in the Sea Org. I think so. I'm Kelly. My answer to this, and then I'd love to hear your thoughts, Amy.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a different perspective. I can't speak for public Scientologists because that wasn't our experience. What stands out for me on this is the amount of times that you would see somebody lose 30 pounds like that, and you would just know, oops, that person's in trouble. Like they're on the decks, and it wasn't because of the manual labor though. They would literally be under just so much stress and like mental humiliation, degradation, etc., that they would just literally lose a lot of weight. And yes, part of it was heavy manual labor and so forth, but it was more than that. And like that's what happened to me. I was 25 pounds less than I weigh now when I left. I was
God.
literally like
It's nothing as a
anorexic.
skeleton.
I mean, you could see every bone in my body was really bad, and I couldn't eat. It wasn't like I didn't want to eat or that I wasn't hungry. I was incapable of it. I was just nauseated 24/7 because it was just such a terrible place to be by that point.
Wow.
That's my answer.
Uh, there was a 2 year period where I was on the RPF and we were building L. Ron Hubbard's house, and it was up at Bonneview,
Yeah.
and the place where we ate was down at like a half a mile away or a mile away, and we had to run everywhere we went. So, and our meal breaks were 15 minutes, and that started up the hill.
Right.
And so you get down there, you eat, you have to run back up to be at muster 15 minutes later, where everyone's heads are counted. And and that's how we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
And so our meal times were only 15 minutes. And so you don't get enough nourishment at all. And then the whole time, and we were just around the clock, and the whole time you're working your guts out, So I was a frazzle back then too.
Yeah. Yep. Crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of stories like that.
Yeah. All right, Stephanie Sandoval. Keep up the great work, ladies. SPTV gave me tears all week with all the stories. Thank you. Yes, it's been a rather crazy year this year, actually, I'd say. This has been a
Yeah.
crazy year.
The whole year.
Yeah. Linda Bradley, maybe reconsider what forgiveness means. Forgiving is writing off a debt they can never repay. Doing so frees you up to walk away and start over.
Writing off a debt they can never repay. I don't know if I have the concept.
I understand what she's saying. Like, um, just letting it go. Like.
Oh, I see.
So like
I do get.
if you're expecting somebody to repay something and you're requiring that for forgiveness, writing it
Yeah.
off and just
Yeah.
and doing that's a really thank you, Linda. That's
Yeah, that's very nice.
yeah.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's grace.
Yeah. Kimberly Stovall, never in here, and anger is what I feel when I hear your stories. The mom in me wishes she could time travel and get 4-year-old Claire. You deserve our love, ladies. Thank you.
Yes.
We've it's been an interesting road, but we are who we are. We're here despite what we've lived through, but we love and appreciate everyone who's here. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, for sure.
Selena Michelle, hi to Mango and Kiwi from Max. Nice. We have a Max too.
Hey, Max. Both
Yes.
Maxes.
Yes. Stacy Y in the house.
Hey,
Perfect
Stacey.
abuse recovery list. Part of your list on talking, not just being heard, but being believed. When you tell those stories to each other, you learn you weren't alone. When you're in, only Scientology is right. That's very, very true.
I love that point.
Very poignant.
So
Because
true.
it is true. Like that, and that's I think the power of getting together afterwards that you were talking about, Amy, because we all came to realize we were all having the same thoughts.
Yes.
We just never could compare notes and go like, wait a minute, come on now.
I mean, Claire, we would have been such great friends, but you don't have friends there.
No.
Where it's like, let's go in the bathroom and talk about what just happened, or none of that.
Yes.
None of that
Yes.
happens. It sucks.
I know, because even if we went in the bathroom, somebody would write a care on us when they came in to wash their hands. Oh, man.
Always under threat of knowledge report.
Yeah, exactly. Denver Stevo in the house.
Hey, Denver.
Darn it, ladies. I was late to get here and I'm listening at 1.75 speed. Sorry, but know that there's nothing but love for the two of you. You crazy strong heroines of SPTV. Love you both. Osa smells like poo, but not you. Denver Stevo, thank you for everything you do and for being here. We appreciate it.
Yes, we do. And we're so glad we don't smell like poo.
Yay. Yay for not smelling like poo. All right. Kate Friend, leaving means you did a crime against the group is from LRH, who reliably did crimes against every group he ever joined, usually disappearing in the night with all the money. But most people aren't LRH. Very true, Kate Friend. Well said.
Wow. Did he
Yep.
disappear with all the money? That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah, he's a criminal.
Yep. Jeff, any update on Mike? We so miss him. Yes,
Hmm.
indeed. I'm sure he'll be back when he's good and ready.
Yeah. Yep. Continuing on
Yep.
his program.
Yep. Roxy, Jeff's was the first book I read from an
Yeah.
ex-Scientologist. I was bawling within the first few paragraphs, eyes purple crying. Yes, very, very powerful account. And of course,
Yes.
that book is Counterfeit Dreams by Jefferson Hawkins. If you haven't read it, we highly recommend you do so.
I feel like that book needs to be on the list of the books that people read who are coming out. And the only reason I say that is because he has such smart information in there. Like
Yeah.
it helped me. It really helped me. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, I was there and I saw all that, but it actually really helped me.
Yeah.
Jeff knows that. I told him he's such a smart guy.
Yeah. No, I know. And I've had many people say that. So, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. That will be part of our short list. Like, my
Yeah.
vision is like, if somebody's going to reach out to the Aftermath Foundation, et cetera, as many people do,
Yeah.
sometimes it's good to have steps that they can take. If they're not ready to actually talk to somebody just yet, just
Mm-hmm.
some baby steps that will just gently, just push them a little
Yeah.
out of their
Yeah.
comfort zone to get them to where they're ready to talk to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My book is like it's like a large knowledge report.
Right?
So if you without it doesn't have like because I had to self-publish it. I had to figure out all the whole thing, because and I had to like really be fact, and not a lot of elaboration or anything. I had to be able to prove everything because back in the time when we were putting out our books, as you very well know, it was really dangerous to do so.
It
And we had
was.
to self-publish them and everything. But that might be a good one for people too. I mean, I had so many people say it was one of the books that I read and it opened my eyes because it's like a big knowledge report,
Yeah.
and they can handle that. They can because that's all they grew up with.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
speaking of which, why don't we go ahead and do, or are we going to wait until the?
Oh, yeah. No, let's do a giveaway now and then we can do a final one at the end when we're done
Okay.
answering stuff. Yep.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Okay, so I'm going over here so I can go like bam. This is what we're giving away is the book Scientology Abuse of the Top, written by author Amy Scobie. And I'm going to count down and then select somebody. So get your comments into the regular chat and saying, book me, please, book me. And I will select somebody. It's all flying by in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yay.
Moonage Daydream, book me, please. Well, there you go. Send me an email, Amy at scobie-publishing.com with your contact information, and I'll get the book sent out to you. Congratulations.
Yay.
Yay. So now let me go back over here, take this one off. And then remind people, if you want to order my book, Abuse of the Top, go to scobiepublishing.com. And if you want to buy the book, Blown for Good, go to blownforgood.com or either of our stores that are connected to the YouTube channel. And then please subscribe to both channels at Queen BSP and Blown for Good for continued exposure to the cult of Scientology. If right
Nice.
now you haven't pushed like on either channel, please push like and also subscribe.
Yay.
Yes.
Awesome. And thank you
Okay.
to everyone here.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And so now I'm going to go back to the comments here.
Perfect.
And here's the next one.
All right, free Xenu project again. I think you should select a language to Scientology translator app. Ha, that's a great one.
Wouldn't that be
Yes.
funny? Yeah,
Yes.
create an app for that.
Yes. There's an app for that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, Destiny Salazar. Claire, Mark said you were updating the volunteer sign-up method for the foundation. Is that ready for SPTV primetime yet? Not quite. But we are getting there. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for the persistence, Destiny. Thank you for being here. It's in the works, definitely coming soon. And we'll definitely do a whole launch on that once we're ready.
Good. Meantime, people can send emails just saying that they, here's my contact information if you need anything in my area, and this is the area where I live. You know,
Yeah.
don't you think, Claire?
Yes,
Should they?
absolutely. I mean, yeah. So the volunteer at the aftermathfoundation.org email is currently on the website.
Okay.
What we're going to do is automate it, and that does get answered, and we're the getting that all caught up and regular and so forth. But the thought was to automate that, so somebody could just select like geographically where they are, what kind of helps, what forms of help they can offer, whether it be housing or transport or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then they would submit it as a form that would go into our database.
Oh, nice.
And then they automatically get an email back saying, thank you so much for volunteering. We'll reach out to you, that kind of thing.
Oh, that's really cool. That'll
Yeah.
be great. Yeah. Good.
Okay, Sarah S., thank you for focusing on the positive tonight. Always.
We're not
focus on the
downtrodden.
negative. No, hell no.
Yeah, it was a very interesting subject, though, on how this all unraveled, huh?
Yes.
It actually was good to walk through all that.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, Kate Friend. After my LRH comment, I wanted to add how much this community inspires me with the way you're all healing and growing together. I respect you all so much. Thank you, Kate Friend, for being here, and thank you for your kind words. And I completely agree. It is a process to go through, even getting to the point where you're mentally, it's not an easy thing to speak out against $1 billion cult. It's not.
And having them chase you around like little banshees, and some of and also just all the media stuff that can be a little intimidating. I remember one of them that I did for Canada, and I go to this place and it's going to be live, right? And I have this headset on, and it's just in a black room, and all I can see is a light on a camera way off in the distance, and that's where I'm supposed to look. And they're talking, and I can't really tell what they're talking about because it, kind of is in and out. And it was like the janitor that was there setting this up for me because it was so late at night, right? And then all of a sudden the earpieces just screeched so loud it almost deafened me. And I'm like taking these out, but it's going to be like seconds before I go back on. We get the things back on. And I can't tell if they didn't like introduce me. They just, isn't that right, Amy? And when I heard my name, I thought, I better start talking. And I'm live, and I did. I just started talking. And it's so funny because when you saw the playback, it looked like nothing had happened.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, we get some fun challenges.
Yeah, so many bizarre experiences for sure.
You got stories.
Yes. Obi O'Brien, getting the courage to leave an abusive situation takes longer than it does to realize it is happening. That is a really true, really on point statement.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. And that's why, that's where I just go, like, for all the executives who are missing in Scientology, how many times do you think that they've had the thought that they want to leave?
Daily.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
I mean, especially through that whole situation. How can you even want to be in that? Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Reese, just because. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Reese.
Thank you. Oh, we did.
And another one, huh? Or did I?
Was it another one? I think it was the same.
Who knows? I thought maybe it was on both channels because I thought.
Oh, maybe. Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Either
maybe.
way, thank you.
If not, you're acknowledged twice.
Yes. Colette Millette, imagine being able to change LRH Boulevard to Remini Rinder's Way. Yeah, or Cult Survivor Way, or, yeah, totally.
Yes, it needs to be taken down, that sign, that's for sure. Yeah, and the buildings.
Yep, exactly. Alyssa 1704, I adore y'all. Scientology sociopathy. This is a perfect place to either become a sociopath or learn how to act out as one. Yeah. So sorry what you endured. Rationalizing this, you're the greatest examples to others. Two amazing people.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes. Thank you so much. Wow.
We're just here to
Yes.
have great conversations and help educate people and keep shining the bright light.
Keep shining that light. And hopefully that it helps, because I've heard so many times that it helps people analyze any kind of abuse that they have in their own life, and then feel like they have tools and courage to handle it, which
Yep.
thank God. I'm so happy if that happens. I'm so happy about that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dora Explorer. I have bonded sister kitties rescued from a home with over 120 cats. Wow. I would be livid if someone thought they had the right to take them from me. Oh
I
my
know.
gosh,
I
yes.
know, man. I could just like fumes start coming out of my ears thinking
Yeah.
about it again. Oh, that's
Yes.
how they treated people. That's how they treated
I
people.
know.
Well, why
I
not
know.
treat their cats like that and their dogs,
Yep.
Ugh,
Exactly.
criminal. Totally criminal.
DP Never End Super Sticker. Thank
Thank
you. Oh,
you.
and while I think of it, I just saw the name flash by. Thank
Oh,
you to the world's best moderator, Goldie. We
oh, you
love you,
saw her name
Goldie.
flash by.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Goldie. Thank you for being here as always.
Yes.
Good.
Aussiness. We reported Amy's fake channel and it's gone. Should we report at Leah Remini the facts? 535 subscribers, hate videos. Can you ask
Yeah.
her thoughts on those videos? Absolutely. You know
Just
what?
just
We
do
don't
it.
need to ask. It's
Mhm.
false representation
Yeah.
and
I know she doesn't look at it, and,
no.
but at the same time, we all do. So it really shouldn't be there, and, report it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Let's do that. Thanks for the awesome suggestion.
Yes, fantastic.
Yes. Heather B. Barefaced Messiah is really enlightening. LRH really was mentally sick, not an excuse, and I feel awful for the people who believed him. Yeah, I have it right there on my bookshelf.
Right there on my bookshelf. I have to read it, actually. You read it. I haven't read it yet. I
Yeah,
need to read
I'm.
it.
I.
But
It's been
I've
a
read a
while.
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that it's actually also free on Audible. I haven't verified that fact, but I don't know. I don't know about you, but I listen to a lot of Audible books just when I'm running and doing all that. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. When I used to drive a lot to go to my different services and stuff, I would just turn on Audibles.
yeah.
You can get a lot done.
Yes, exactly. DP Never End. Claire, what do you tell your kids about Scientology? Yeah, so we have, it's funny, I was actually talking to my son about this when I was driving him to work today. He's got a job as a lifeguard. Because somebody had asked about that as like, as an idea for an episode, is how we've talked to our kids and what they know. And they, of course, we've always kept it age appropriate. We've never lied to them, never, sugarcoated anything. I've always presented it from when they were young. Like I think I've said it a few times. My oldest son one day asked me, he was like 7. He said, "Mom, when did your mom die?" And I was like, "She's
Oh,
not
God.
dead." And I've just explained it as, the bottom line is sometimes people make terrible choices and join high control organizations that won't let them make their own decisions and choices. And, and so that was, the young version. And then as they've gotten older, like my oldest son read Mark's book for an English project last semester, which was very interesting. And I was like, "So what did you think?" He was like, "It was really good." And he picked it as a survivor story, which I think was awesome.
That's
That
awesome.
they know, we don't force it on them, but we've also said, this is who we are. You can, like even in regards to religion and faith and all that, we're not those kind of parents that we're like, when you're an adult, you can decide whatever faith you want to have, and we will completely support that. But it's not something we're going to push on you. And because
No.
children, they need to let their
Be
brains
children.
develop and be
Yes,
loved unconditionally and be supported and have people
totally.
around them who love and support them. And
Your
that's,
kids hit the jackpot with you two, I'm telling you. Really hit the
well, I don't know.
jackpot.
We're finding our way, and it's
Well, of
tough.
course, but
It's
that's part of
tough.
the fun of it, though.
It
That
is.
for
It is.
real.
It's an adventure, and we enjoy every moment of it, and we do everything we can to spend, all build beautiful memories for our children, and surround them with people who love them unconditionally. So
Yeah,
that's our goal.
good.
Destiny Salazar, the love and light and joy that you both bring to the world is so much more powerful than anything you could do in Scientology.
I agree with that.
I do too, completely. Just Lisa, did women lose their monthly cycles? It's typical for that to happen when your body takes on so much stress. Yeah, I don't really know about that. Again, things like that were just never talked about.
Mm-mm.
That speaking for myself, not so much. I didn't have that. I did think I had cancer when I left though, because I had adrenal gland exhaustion was the technical
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my entire
designation.
thyroid was completely destroyed.
Yeah.
And I had my period like every 3 weeks. Thank you very much. It was just
Oh
like
no.
a total pain. I always had the whole full migraine, all that kind of stuff with it too. So I never seemed to get a break. My body was just so used and abused, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep, yep. Bill Kennedy, if you were to take DM's position, how would you change Scientology? Oh, hell no, thank you. Not me.
Oh,
No.
I would.
Oh, shut
Yeah,
it
you know
down?
what? Okay, I would take all the billions of dollars, and I would give it to all the people who didn't get paid for the last, several years that have left and tried to restart their lives. I would give everybody a ticket to home wherever their home is using that money, and a little, some startup money for them. I would sell all of the property and then use that money to, or either I would use the properties for homeless shelters and
Mm-hmm.
things like that, and the ranches for dogs. And I would, um,
And schools,
and schools.
not
I would,
Scientology schools.
yes, I would have big bonfires of all of the materials, including at CST with the titanium, they would be melted. Let's see what else. Like, yeah. So I would free everybody and use that money for good.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Boom. Great answer, Amy. Doxy Mom 2020. Amy, I was never blessed with children, but I'm the proud mother of 3 beautiful dachshunds who love me. Oh,
I love dogs so much. They give you so much unconditional love. It's just
I know.
crazy. It
I
just
know.
love it. Love it.
Totally. Pete Jensen, Amy, your book was great. Read front to back like a KR. Haha. Jeff's made me feel like I was there. Love you
Yeah.
both and love to hear all views.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
Pete.
being here.
Like a KR. Yes. That's so funny. Uh-huh. Okay.
Gino Dean, Sarasota Jerry in the house. Thanks for joining us, listening while I'm cleaning my house. You ladies are much more fun than cleaning. Thanks for all you do. Keep smiling. Oh,
I'm
thanks.
so glad.
That's
No
funny.
vacuuming.
Yep. Sarah S. Those escaping Scientology could take a page from 12-step addiction recovery. Step 1 is admitting you are powerless over the organization and that your life is unmanageable. Perhaps start with the big book of AA.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting
I
thought.
don't know exactly what goes into the AA program, but
Yeah.
um yeah.
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 But that's
Okay.
I agree. That's an excellent first step for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marlene G. Did you go through a depression when you blew? Recovery must be complicated and foreign concept. Speaking for myself, I wouldn't exactly call it depression because the thing is when you've had 30 years in a cult that and you escape and you now have the
Mm.
freedom to start over, that every day starts with exhilaration of, joy and I can do what I want today. But were there road bumps? Yes, absolutely. But that, for me, that everyday joy has never gone away.
For real.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was describing in one of the videos that I did with Matt, when we had an apartment, we didn't have a stitch of furniture, but we had an apartment. We got in there by the skin of our teeth because the owner's name, like I was her daughter's name, and Matt was her son's name, and
Oh,
I was a Scobie because it was right down the street from Scobie Airfield, and so she just let us in even though we had no credit. And so we're in there and we're just sitting on the living room floor, rolling, laughing. Like the whole world was just open to us. And here we are in our own place. And we didn't have anything to our name, but it was okay. And we took on the world with exhilaration. It
yeah.
wasn't a depression, it wasn't sadness, and then later on in years, there would be times when I'd be in my own space trying to figure out my purpose, and what it was that, like, fill the hole of that kind of thing,
Yeah.
so I had some of that. And also just I push through pain every single day and it's terrible. And you know I'm actually really surprised that I'm as happy as I am because I am in pain all the time. I mean, I can't
Oh,
even turn my neck or anything like that. It's just terrible.
that's
But
not good. We got to fix that.
yeah, I mean, I spent thousands of dollars trying to fix that, but anyway, whatever. So there's that.
Okay.
Um, but it's a joy, it's freedom, and we appreciate all the freedom too, and
Yes.
get joy out of the littlest things, and so much joy. Just
Yes.
decorating my house. I didn't ever get to decorate anything, and I'm a woman, and
Yes.
I just love it. It's fun.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Patrick Schultz, just wondering, why does Serge call the org hotels? Do Scientologists sleep in those org buildings? I think it's a perfect dig. That's what I think it is. I think it's an intentional, um, because it's just weird. I mean,
It's like a Hotel California
yeah, and yeah, exactly. There you go.
where
I'll
you
ask
check in,
Serge.
but you
I'll
don't
ask
check
Serge
out.
where that came from. Either way, I love it because it calls attention to it every time. Some of them, they do obviously have hotels, but the orgs are, anyway, whatever. Yeah, we'll get an answer from Serge on that because I honestly don't know.
No, I don't. I haven't seen it myself to know
I
what he's
have.
talking about. Have you?
Yeah. Marilyn Honig in the house. Coffee,
Hi,
Cults, and
Marilyn.
Crafts. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, ladies. I've been listening and lurking while catching up on crocheting. I'm so behind. Thanks for keeping me company. Love you, ladies. Keep fighting the good fight.
Well, we
You
love
too,
having you here.
Marilyn. We love you. Yeah. Betsy Crutcher. What if one of your kids wanted to join Scientology? Yeah, they're not going to. And actually, that was the advice I got from Dr. Laura Schlesinger when I called her, because this grief hit me when my second son was born. Like, what do I tell my kids when they realize they don't have any grandparents in their lives? And so I called her. I never once said the word Scientology, and she said, just always tell them the truth, and that way you'll know they will never go down that path. And funnily enough, my middle son at one point had asked to go to a Christian youth group. And so I was like, well, we'll go check it out. And, we'll go to a service because I'm definitely not letting my son go to some group that I have no idea who they are, and so we were driving there and I said, I just want to make sure you understand that this is way outside of my comfort zone, just honestly. And he looked at me, he's like, Mom, don't worry, I won't sign any contracts.
I won't sign a contract.
Yeah, and that's, to me, that's the great part. Like, our kids understand. They may not fully understand all of the trauma of the years that we've been through, but they know enough that they are never going to join Scientology. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Number 5 and letter A. Love to Claire, Amy, Marilyn Goldie, Liz Ferris, Kelly. Yes, what a wonderful powerhouse of women right there, right?
Yeah, wonderful.
Yes. And the degraded daughters of Dianetics, Vanessa and Alicia, and there's a whole long list. So
The whole list.
growing by the day. Free
Yes.
Xenu Project. Claire and Amy, thank you for being so loving and strong. You and everyone in SPTV are so invaluable. I can't wait to see the end of Scientology and see those that need to be brought to justice. Yes, great. Us too.
Us too. Oh my gosh, the celebration that will be when justice is served.
Yes. Oh, by the way, Love Sherlock commented, Serge equates it to crap hotels where pimps put up their you-know-whats, child trafficking, etc.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah,
Yep.
that's no good, huh?
Yeah, because
Right.
and it's true because the auditing rooms and the kids and yeah, there's all kinds of nonsense that goes on in there, and it makes a lot of sense. It's an appropriate label.
Yes.
Free Xeno Project again. Goldie is the unsung hero of SBTV. Yeah, exactly. That's why I take every moment to sing her praises. I completely agree.
Yes. So we got through all the comments.
Yay!
Did you want to do another giveaway?
Yes, sure. We'll do a BFG book giveaway for the final wrap up here.
Good.
So just write book me for a copy of Mark's book signed by both Mark and myself, Blown for Good, Behind the Iron Curtain of Scientology by Mark Headley.
Yes.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Laurie Hine, you win. Congratulations.
Yay.
Let me make a note of that. Awesome.
Laurie Hine. And so you can order your book, The Blown for Good, at blownforgood.com.
And yes, and Laurie, just shoot me an email, claire@blownforgood.com with your address, and I'll get that off to you tomorrow morning.
Exactly. And no, you can't go to bed until it's sent. How often was it said, there's no securing until it's done?
Yeah. Exactly.
Your head will not hit the pillow until it's done.
Yeah.
And then you can order Abuse at the Top at scobypublishing.com or on our YouTube channels. And our YouTube channels are at Queen BSP and at Blown for Good for continued exposure of the cult of Scientology.
You just gave me a flashback, by the way. Ready?
What is it?
How to handle work? Do it now.
Do it now. Don't repeat yourself. Okay, so I'm at 7959 subscribers. So if anyone who's on the chat that likes me,
come on, people, let's help her reach her next subscriber milestone. Come on.
Kidding. Oh, well, anyway, thank you. So that's really wonderful. Is there anything else that you wanted to cover tonight?
Nope. I think that's good. We'll look forward. Sorry for the schedule disruption this week. Thank you for your patience. Thanks for still joining us anyway, even though it was Women on Wednesday on Thursday.
Yes. Well, it's all things Scientology, so it could be any day, right?
Yes, that's right. Next week, we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming on Wednesday.
Well, I thank everybody for watching till the very end.
Yes. Always fun seeing you, Amy. I love you. We'll see you next week. See
Love
you all next
too.
week, especially if you hit the bell notification so you know it's happening.
That's right. Hit that bell, smash the like, and subscribe.
Yay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.